Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In recent weeks, I've been saying that it's very clear to me anyway that most people investing in the world of crypto have no earthly idea what has been happening with XRP over the last 3 months. Which is to say, most people investing in crypto don't know that XRP has been outperforming the broader market. XRP has beat almost every single other top 100 coin, and by a lot, including Bitcoin and including ETH. And it's been interesting to see some people figure this out a little bit earlier than others, but most people are going to be completely caught off guard. Let's be real. Like, if you are aware of this, you are in the minority of people that know that this has been happening. I know it's 3 months. You'd think they'd figure it. No, because so many people hate XRP. They don't really have interest in looking at it anyway. I mean, the maxi types. And don't get me wrong, there's a really huge community of people that are very pro XRP. Don't get me wrong. We have a huge community. So that explains a portion of it. And then I think probably the rest of it can be explained just by, if you just understand the fact that XRP has been trending downward against, like, for instance, Bitcoin, literally for years. And so if that's the case, and maybe you're not that excited about XRP, if you're not part of the community and you don't have any holdings or not very big holdings, and even if you are a chart analyst, you may not feel compelled to look at it on a regular basis, given that there are literally tens of thousands of coins, in which case I'll say, okay, fair enough. But there are lots of analysts who have really no real connection to the XRP community, maybe up until recently haven't been holding it, but they're figuring it out and they're talking about it. And so we're seeing the first little bits of that come out. We're seeing even crypto media platforms that have been anti-XRP talking about it in a bit more of a positive light, though not necessarily exclusively in a positive light, but even a little change is very noticeable to me. I mean, track some of these outlets literally for the better part of a decade now. So that's fascinating. All of this is happening here, but eventually there is going to be a tipping point, and XRP is going to rocket up, and then everyone's going to start paying attention. And then the opportunity, not that it'll necessarily be gone that same day, depending on how high it goes, but it will be substantially diminished. The people that have been paying attention up to this point will have the greatest opportunity, I certainly suspect. So I'm going to share with you some of what was stated. And one of the analysts out there, he made a good point. He's like, look, XRP, it's going to go with you or without you. You know, kind of like that U2 song from the 80s, With or Without You. But he's right. Like, look, hop on board the train if you want, but if you don't want to, okay. And so there's this article from the Crypto Basic titled "Charts Don't Lie. Top pundit buys a lot of XRP, says never in a million years thought I would." And so I'm only going to briefly mention this just because this article is covering something that I talked about 24 hours prior. And I'm not saying it's because of me, but it's just interesting. Crypto media is picking up on this narrative as well. They're picking up on this. They're picking up on the fact that there are Bitcoiners out there and people who aren't, historically haven't had any interest in XRP. They're like, holy hell. Once they see the chart, they're like, oh my God, this thing's going to blow. That's the story here. And so I'm not going to read the article because I don't need to, but I just wanted to mention I'm not the only one that's seeing this. And it's kind of like good in that sense. I mean, we all like to be validated, I suppose, but to me, it could not be more crystal clear. And so I'll show you the post that they were talking about just a second here, which again, I covered like 24 hours ago. But I'll read the top part. Max Schwartzman, a notable crypto commentator and founder of Because Bitcoin, recently disclosed his latest accumulation of XRP, writing on the confidence of what he observed on XRP charts. In a post on X on Monday, Schwartzman revealed that he has loaded up on XRP tokens. According to him, this decision came after critically analyzing XRP's historical charts. And so, look, this is what I keep seeing. Even people who don't normally pay attention to XRP, if they're a chart analyst, when they see it, if they don't have a history of hating XRP, they're like, oh my God, this thing there's never been something so primed, so coiled. That's the sentiment that I keep seeing from the chart analyst types out there. And so here was the post from Max, at Max Because Bitcoin. He says, I bought a lot of XRP today. Never in a million years would I have thought this would be the case. But the chart never lies. And so I from the tone, I was suspecting perhaps he just isn't a fan of XRP. But maybe he's just neutral, because I was just curious, and I did an advanced search, and he has almost no mentions of XRP or Ripple, and nothing that sounded troll-like unless he scrubbed his page for some reason. But he may have just been one of those people he's a chart guy, he's got a respectable following, and he's just maybe kind of neutral. But then he looked at the chart and he was like, oh my God. And he wrote here in a separate post referencing XRP, he said, see you at $5 next year. So he is anticipating an all-time high. Now, he didn't say that's where it would necessarily cap. I don't know where he thinks the peak would be. But suffice it to say, like when the analyst types see the chart, if they haven't been paying attention, they look at it and they're like, yeah, this is going to a new all-time high. That's what they're seeing. So people don't want to buy XRP when it's 50 something cents, but they're going to want it at $5. If it goes to 10, I mean, well, that means there's somebody that wants it at $10. Isn't it funny how humans work? They don't want it when it's cheap. You know, stocks and crypto, those are about the only things on planet Earth where when they go on sale, it makes people less likely to want to buy them. There's also this post. So chart analyst Crypto Michael, he actually reposted that, and he said, after I publicly flipped bullish on XRP in July, many others are now starting to realize what is clearly about to unfold. Most will not believe until they witness the incoming breakout and parabolic rally with their own eyes. Yep. Now that is spot on. That is in line with what I've been communicating on my channel and what I've been thinking for a long, long time here, because I've been watching XRP move off that June bottom and all sorts of metrics, price against Bitcoin, ETH. You can look at the tightening of the Bollinger Bands, XRP dominance. Just pick it. That is uncharacteristic of XRP. That does not happen, except it is now. I mean, I just get my bet from the moment XRP peaked, its all-time high. One of my first thoughts once I was like, okay, it looks like the bubble popped. I was like, well, either this thing's going to zero or at some unknown point in the future, it will hit a new all-time high. That's still my expectation because neither has happened. But it cannot and will not keep fluttering about moving sideways in terms of price action. Either we, who think that XRP will hit a new all-time high, are right, or something better happen to change that. But it won't stay here. There's not a snowball's chance in hell. It's just not going to happen. But I just keep seeing more and more support. So there's that fundamental level of investors, like people like you and I that give a damn about utility. And then everybody else that piles on in the phases of euphoria, that the price doesn't go up because of utility then. Like when XRP hit its all-time high, that had nothing to do with utility. That happened to do with a hot market. And the reason XRP was positioned where it was in the top 10 was because of people who understood, hey, this thing freaking works. This is a pretty damn cool crypto. So you have that nice base level there. You have that foundation of people like, no, this makes sense. I'm not selling. I mean, unless they're sufficiently monetarily enticed, meaning price go up. But then everybody else that piles on after that, yeah. So we, who think XRP makes sense, we make it more visible because on a global level, we have purchased it and kept it in the top 10 by market cap. Even though for many years, XRP has been outperformed by the broader market. It's not going to stay there. But then everybody else is going to come in. That is going to be fun. And so it's going to be neat watching all of these people who haven't been paying attention and also the naysayers catching up when it's a little bit too late, because that is what's going to happen, I believe. And as I mentioned at the outset of the video, and I'll keep highlighting this stuff because I just get a kick out of it, Telegraph, which historically just loves to write slam pieces against Ripple and loves to write slam pieces against XRP, they look like they're covering their asses now, writing. They don't want to look completely caught off guard, right? They're writing articles that are broadly positive about XRP. This is rare. This is rare. I've been following these people. They're considered to be one of the most respected outlets in all of crypto media. And I'd say outside of anything having to do with XRP, they do a pretty damn good job. They're pretty professional, responsible, trustworthy. But for some reason, when it comes to XRP, they just historically just can't help themselves. Same for CoinDesk, aka FUD right? Then there's AMB Crypto, and there's a bunch of other ones too. But those are the three big ones that typically come to mind for me. But here, we keep getting this story. Here's the headline. Why is XRP price up today? Now, the funny thing is, they keep writing new reasons and using the same headline. It's like brand new articles, but different reasons. Okay, I mean, whatever. If it's working for them, I guess go for it. But they're actually doing this. Even they are finally getting, they're like, oh, wow, well, okay. XRP's doing well, I guess. Yes, exactly. And so they cited a few reasons. This one was kind of a silly one, but hey, at least they're not writing total FUD about XRP, so I guess I'll take this over the FUD, even if it doesn't make complete sense. It says, XRP surges as crypto traders anticipate the Fed's rate cut decision. Okay, even if that's a factor, that's not something that's unique to XRP here. because they're citing that XRP is outperforming, and they're like, yeah, because Fed rate cut. Well, that has nothing specifically to do with XRP. So even if people are buying the rumor, and maybe they do intend to sell the news, but if they're just buying the rumor and that's why it's going up, okay. But I remember like yesterday, I highlighted that XRP was up like 4.5%, 5%, whatever it was at the time, and the rest of the market was down in the top 10 anyway, like down. That doesn't, that's super rare. That is super, super, super rare. But we keep seeing these instances in recent months. So there's something different going on. And so to just say, oh, well, here's the Fed rate cut. Here's what's happening right now. That's why XRP is doing the thing. No, that's stupid. That doesn't make any damn sense. I appreciate that they're not being negative for once, but that's not an XRP. That's not even a good narrative specifically to slap on XRP. XRP is outperforming the market because it's been undervalued for years. And the markets figure that out. If something gets undervalued, eventually that gets sniffed out. Folks, it's getting sniffed out. And then they cited this, XRP open interest and trading volume rise. I don't think it's necessarily worth reading the whole thing. If you really want to, you can pause right here. I just wanted to share the points that they're citing here. So people using some leverage on XRP, but okay, you do you, girl. Do whatever you want. But either way, I mean, they're being positive again. They're just saying that there's more activity on that side, but also spot activity. So on typical cryptocurrency exchanges like you and I use, right? And then they even cite the chart structure. Like they rate XRP's market structure points to further upside. And in this case, they're talking about the short term, but that's probably because in their last article with literally the same damn headline, they were talking about on a higher time frame. And they actually noted that XRP has been consolidating for like 7 years. Telegraph did that. I was blown away, and I highlighted it at the time. It was probably at some point within the last week or so. And I was just like, oh my God, I've never seen this from Telegraph. They're admitting what all of the chart analysts have been saying who are intellectually honest. Yes, we can see it. And Telegraph highlighted that. I was blown away. They love to crap on XRP. And now they're talking about the short term. Short term looks like, hey, it could do well. How about that? Isn't it funny how things are flipping? Here's a post from Chart Analyst 360 Trader. And he wrote, XRP volume on the weekly says this explodes up soon. You can hate it or you can love it. The chart doesn't care. It will go with you or without you. Correct. If it's gonna go. I mean, you can, and this is the thing. It's why I always say, either you have exposure when it happens or you don't. You can try and chase something that goes rising up dramatically, and maybe you're lucky and you catch it soon after it starts moving, but the typical person isn't going to do that, and it gets really risky. And this is why I've always thought it makes the most sense to just have broad exposure to the asset class, even though, yes, XRP is my largest individual holding, and I'm biased. I admit that. It's my favorite individual coin. But I have 42 different cryptocurrencies because I'm not putting everything in one basket. That would be stupid. I'm not a maximalist. So I've always thought that makes a ton of sense. And so that's why, even though XRP has been underperforming, I've had, up to this point, compared to the rest of the market, a ton of my other stuff has been overperforming. And then a bunch are kind of in the middle. But now, since I have broad exposure and I don't know what's going to overperform when, now it does really look like it's XRP's time to finally outshine and overperform yet again, as it did about 7 years ago. And so this is why I just have broad exposure. This is why I've been happy to hold, because I couldn't know exactly what XRP would do. I didn't know that the SEC was going to sue. How could I? You couldn't, none of us could have known that, right? It's not our fault, but that's the point. That's why you have broad exposure and you're not a maximalist. Like, it's stupid to be a maximalist of any coin, Bitcoin or XRP, doesn't matter. So the fact that it's been down, okay, whatever. I'm not going to beat myself up over that because I can't see the future. It's just as stupid as just like looking at your losing lottery ticket, like, oh man, I didn't pick the right numbers. I'm such a dummy. No, you don't know what's going to happen. That's so stupid. Just have the exposure, and then whatever happens, happens. But I do think we're finally at this moment in time where it just makes sense. There's this post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto, also XRP, and he said, it's one of the most bullish macro charts out there. And this is what I keep seeing. People getting this. And you can see what he's pointing at here, obviously. So a long period of consolidation here. And he's saying he's pointing out that it's obviously similar for the years leading up to the 2017 blow-off top. And then he's got the relative strength index down here. And you can see the points where it was rocketing on up, relative strength index was much higher than where we are now. And just to be clear, I don't know if you can tell on the screen you're looking at, but where I'm circling, this is where we are right now. This is a black line that he drew pointing up here to say, hey, this is where the top would be if history is to kind of rhyme with itself. And at first glance, I couldn't tell that because it's a dark purple and the color black. So I was like, oh, wait a minute, what the hell? RSI is up that high? I was like, that doesn't sound right. I was like, oh, no, he drew that. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, it's right here. So anyway, history doesn't perfectly repeat, but it does frequently rhyme with itself. Then there was this post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK. Similarly, we got to the weekly close for XRP and ETH. And the point is, he's just noting that XRP has been outperforming against ETH for months now. You know, I'm sorry, the Dino coin that doesn't do anything, XRP, it's just worthless, shouldn't be in your portfolio. But ETH is the savior. It's number 2 in market cap. The number 1 altcoin, right? Well, XRP's been kicking its ass for more than a little bit. Just saying. Chart analyst Greg Crypto points out, yeah, XRP also kind of kicking Bitcoin's ass right now too. So here's a post that he shared. He wrote, XRP BTC official bull run announcement. Check out the post from February 2024, where we anticipated XRP BTC dipping to the macro trendline bottom. The post also outlined different price scenarios if history rhymes with the last 3 pumps. What's happening now? Well, we need to keep an eye on key resistance areas. Number 1, first, XRP BTC needs to close above the 21 EMA to build confidence in this bounce off the macro bottoms, which have been performing as expected so far. 2, second, the edge of the current triangle formation is around 0.000015. We must close above this level with conviction. Breaking both the 21 EMA and the triangle, I believe will pump to 0.000027, followed by a retest of the macro range at 0.000015. If this scenario holds, the Valhalla Gateway will swing wide open. XRP Army, stay steady. This chart has predicted pumps before, and it will do the same this time. Just hold on. Yeah, and so certainly to his credit, what he has expected there as far as XRP price against Bitcoin is largely panned out that way. So we did see a bit of a further move to the downside if you're talking about especially back in February. Yeah, we slid down until June of this year, and now we've been moving up since then. And XRP is absolutely outperforming Bitcoin. It has been for months now. By the time this cycle's over, my expectation is that XRP, if you look from the bottom to the top of the cycle for XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin, XRP is just going to show that it had total domination over them. It will have bitch smacked them. That is my expectation. I mean, it's just XRP has been so undervalued for so long. When everything fundamentally is going right for it, the market eventually sniffs this out. And then when the time of euphoria comes, and especially given that's got legal clarity, talk about the stars aligning, my friends. I think we're close. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. And I have the strongest conviction I've ever had, but I certainly acknowledge, like, I could be wrong and fine. XRP doesn't hit a new all-time high. Maybe it even goes to 0. I'm not saying I have 100% conviction, but man, I feel confident. I sleep easy at night. And you know what? If it doesn't hit a new all-time high and there's an alt season and XRP just doesn't participate, we're going to need to, as a community, have a serious conversation about what the hell just went wrong, because it's hard to imagine that could actually come to be. I mean, if it happens, we'll talk, and fine. Maybe I'm not saying it's a 0% chance, but man, my conviction has never been stronger about this for so many reasons. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to not be, like, ridiculously excited about the potential here. I just simply do not believe that XRP is just going to sit on the sidelines if the rest of the market's going to rip. I just don't buy that. Now, if the market doesn't rip, then okay, yeah, I could see XRP not hitting a new all-time high if, like, you don't see, expansion of the stock market, because you never see an alt season without that happening. I can understand that, because there needs to be more of a risk-on appetite. I understand that. If that doesn't happen, then I say, okay, well, fine. That's not an XRP problem then. But if everything goes and XRP doesn't, then I'm going to be wondering what in the ever-loving hell is actually going on. So, again, I don't think that's a discussion we're going to have. Can't guarantee it. But I don't get the people that are still negative and are like, nah, it's not going to go this. I'm just like, what? Are you looking at the data? What world are you living in? That does not make sense. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.